This week is Child Passenger Safety Week. It's really a time to make sure parents and caregivers know the do's and don'ts when it comes to children and car seats. Joining us live now is Nick Asa, manager at Yale New Haven Hospital Center for Injury and Violence Prevention. Nick, thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity.
This is a great time to just refresh parents and caregivers about the laws for children and car seats. Walk us through that.
Absolutely. So there are several different levels of the law, starting with children that are under the age of 2 years old. So any child under 2 and 30 pounds must remain rear facing in a car seat. So it could be in an infant carrier when they're little, going into a convertible or an all-in-one rear facing. Once they achieve that 2 years and 30 pounds, parents or caregivers could choose to keep them rear facing or move them forward facing into a harness seat that has a chest clip. They must remain in a harnessed seat until they're 5 years old and 40 pounds. At that point, a parent or caregiver can choose to keep them in a harness or graduate them into a belt positioning booster. And in Connecticut, a child must remain in a car seat with a harness or a belt positioning booster until they're 8 years old and 60 pounds.
Okay. See, the weight thing is a big piece to this. And I'm saying this as a parent. What should parents or new parents know when they're selecting a car seat or purchasing a car seat?
Yeah, it's a great question that we get all the time, and people will say, which car seat should I buy? Realistically, they all meet the same standards and safety guidelines, but you want to select a seat that is age appropriate and weight appropriate. So for an infant, you could go with a convertible or a carrier, and the age and the height and weight restrictions will be printed on every car seat.
And the buckle placement is also important, right, for infants and toddlers. Can you
Yes,
tell us
both.
about that?
Absolutely. Sorry. The both the crotch buckle, but also the harness height. The harness height is what's most important, and people often make this mistake. So for children that are rear facing, you want the harnesses coming out of the shell of the car seat at or below their shoulders. So I always like to tell people, if you wrap your hand and your fingers around there, somewhere at the top of the shoulder or an inch below. When the child goes forward facing, it's the opposite. You want it right at the bone or an inch above. The crotch buckle, you always want to make sure that it's right at the crotch and not too far forward so they can't slide, or that they're not riding on it. So as the child grows, we adjust those harnesses and crotch buckles. And also, a lot of times seats will come with infant inserts, and it's very important to remove those inserts at a certain weight based on the manufacturer's recommendation.
We just have a couple more seconds here. If there's any advice that you would give to parents who are wondering about the specifics, what would you say to them?
Get your seat checked by a professional. The manuals can be confusing, and there's plenty of opportunities out there in local communities, including this week at various locations.
All right, great advice. Nick Asa, Yale New Haven Hospital Center for Injury and Prevention. Great advice. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Darren.
All right, thank you both. There's one of those opportunities to check it out, too. The Connecticut Department of Transportation hosting free car seat checks for Child Passenger Safety Week. Parents, guardians, and caregivers can get hands-on guidance from certified child passenger safety technicians. They'll demonstrate proper car seat installation and use to help keep kids safe on the road. The first car seat check being held right now at Griffin Hospital in Derby. That one goes till 5. One will be held tomorrow in Torrington and Glastonbury on Thursday. Car seat checks will also be held Saturday in Cromwell, Enfield, and Westport. You need an appointment for all of them. We have more information at WTNH.com.